Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's great to see everybody here. You are the people who just said, I can't get enough of shul. I cannot get enough. Give me Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, bring it on. Every Shabbat in between. And this is the Shabbat between Yom Kippur and Sukkot. So it's always a little bit like, you know, those of us who come to shul, even at home, you know, it feels like, okay, this is mishpacha. This is, you know, this is family. So I really hope that when we call up in a moment our candle lighters, a very special group of candle lighters tonight for Hadley Bannon's bat mitzvah tomorrow, my neighbor, set of neighbors, we live right across the alley from each other. We hear each other's dogs barking, do we not? Yes, we do. And I'm gonna ask you to just really take a minute to get up actually out of your chair, if you will, and just wish each other a Shana Tova if you haven't been able to do that yet, because we're, you know, a small enough group tonight that we can actually do that and just really wish each other, even if it's just with your eyes, Shabbat Shalom, Shana Tova, and Happy Sukkot. As we come into our Shabbat candle lighting tonight, I want to invite any member of the Bannon family to come up, lighting our candles. So we're going to sing Ma Yafeh Hayom or something to that.
Yes, we
and
are.
As they are getting ready, will you just turn to each other then? Make that little direct contact with somebody and wish them the best. Go across the room. We have that freedom tonight.
Ooh.
You can go meet people too. Of course you can. Of course you can. You guys can light. Sure. We'll light and then we'll just be
Candle lighting blessing all together
Ready?
as we
Let's
bring
do this.
in the light and warmth of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu Lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom and Mazel Tov, Bannons. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. We'll see you in the middle of the service, my friend.
We hope everybody has a prayer book, a Siddur, with them, and tonight also happens to be the first Shabbat of the month where we have a simcha, a celebration Shabbat. So think of all the wonderful things, it could be the little things, the fall is here, right? I'm with my family. The things that you're celebrating this month, because later in the service we'll have an opportunity to share together those celebrations, those daily miracles, right, that we take for granted, that we're able to be here together in this. I'd say the year is going so far pretty well, right? A couple of days in.
Yes.
So let's welcome Shabbat with Kabbalat Shabbat Psalms and singing. We begin on page 12. Lechu neranena l'Adonai Nariya litzur yishenu nekad mafanav vetoda bizbirot Nariya lo. Page 13. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, baruchu shemo, basru miyom leyom yeshuato, sapru v'goyim kevodo b'chol ha'amim nifleotav, ki gadol Adonai u'lo me'od lo ra'u al kol Elohim ki kol Elohei ha'amim elilim v'Adonai shamayim asa od v'hadar lefanav oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho yalai lalai lai 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 yalai lalai lai lai lalai lai yai 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 yai
If you would turn back in your Siddur with me toward the very beginning of it, let's, I'm thinking about Hadley right now because I'm thinking this is the moment when you are about to become a bat mitzvah that you start saying to yourself, oh, I'm gonna be up there tomorrow, right? And it's really a matter of sort of orienting yourself to like the here and now. You can't get away from the present moment because you just are right here, right now. And this is like the joy that your family, I can see it on their faces, are experiencing, and I can see it by your shaking leg that you're like, you know, you're feeling the yayas, right? It's exciting. But like, let's come and like really orient ourselves to where we are, to the kind of place, the holy space that we have entered into, and that you make holy by leading us, Hadley. So if everybody would turn with me to page 6. This is really what a blessing, as Sylvia Borstein says, she's a meditation teacher, and she says, all you have to do for a blessing is say may before any sentence. Then it becomes a blessing, right? So here's all the different kinds of blessings that we have for every single person who's here. We contain multitudes, as Walt Whitman said. So we have so much that we want to hold in this special space. Let's read together. May the door of this synagogue be wide enough to receive all who hunger for love, all who are lonely for friendship. May it welcome all who have cares to unburden, thanks to express, hopes to nurture. May the door of this synagogue be narrow enough to shut out pettiness and pride, envy and enmity. May its threshold be no stumbling block to young or straying feet. May it be too high to admit complacency, selfishness, and harshness. May this synagogue be for all who enter the doorway to a richer and more meaningful life.
Beautiful.
And so on page 20, as we sing Lecha Dodi, that's exactly the blessing of Shabbat, steeped in meaning and joy.
Lecha Dodi likrat halapene Shabbat nekabla. Try that melody with me. Lecha Dodi likrat halapene Shabbat nekabla. Shamar v'zachor v'dibur echad ishmiyanu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet v'nihiti la'lecha lecha dodi likrat halapene Shabbat nekabla. Shabbat lechuvenecha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikadem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'makshava tefila lecha dodi likrat halapene Shabbat nekabla.
Be seated. As we turn to Chatzi Kaddish on page 26, every time we have any kind of Kaddish, Chatzi Kaddish or full Kaddish, even mourner's Kaddish, we just are pausing. And it occurred to me as I was watching you all greeting Shabbat, if you came and beamed down as an alien from another planet, you'd say, who are these people greeting? There's nobody there. And yet, the magic of Shabbat is that the Jewish people says, no, there's something there. We just got to find it and bow to just the beauty of this tradition that says, take a break. That's what we're saying. Taking a break, taking this precious pause is part of what sustains the Jewish people. Everybody needs it. So with that, page 26.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabba Ve'alma divrei chirutei ve'amlik malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Yisrael, Bagala, Bagala, Ubizman Kariv Eimeru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach, Le'olam Olam Me'amaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vitbar, Vidromam, Vinaseh, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shmei Kurusha,
Brichu.
Brichu, Leila, Minko Birchata, Vishirata, Tushbechata, Venechemata, Damiran Be'alma, Veimeru, Amen.
Please rise, page 28, for Baruchu, our call to worship.
Baruchu et Adonai, Amevorach, lai, 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 ay, 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 Baruch Adonai, Amevorach, leolam vaed, yai, lai, 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 yai.
Please be seated, everybody. Page 31, a prelude to the blessing for the oncoming of the evening. The top of the page. Let's say together. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai, Amariv, Aravim.
On page 33, the second reading right there is really meant to give a little bit of emphasis to this prayer, Ahavat Olam, thanking God for loving the Jewish people and showing us God's love through the giving of Torah. Let's read. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives.
What could be a truer token
Of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Page 36.
Ve'avta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meodecha ve'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברתם בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. יישר כוח. Great job.
Great job. Page 39, everyone. Let's read responsively, because we did not get enough of that over Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. But you're great readers. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from the wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt, we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Page 40.
Mi kamocha be'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, norati lo tosef lemalchutecha ra'u banecha, boker yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zeli anu ve'amru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed ve'nemar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov uga'alo miyad chazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai Gal Israel.
It's almost Sukkot, and you'll see if you entered through that door that our lovely Sukkot, it blends in with the rest of the building. I think that was total fluke, but it is really lovely, and there is a rabbi who calls herself the Velveteen Rabbi.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know.
Rabbi Rachel Blair-and-Blatt, and she wrote a beautiful poem called A Hallel for Sukkot. Hallel is the set of psalms that we read on special occasions, on holidays, and it's you can just imagine David, the poet, the king, who's just pouring out his heart and thanking God as we're under these very flimsy structures, which are not supposed to withstand any kind of heavy winds. In fact, you're supposed to make your sukkah, in a Jewish legal sense, halachically, so that it could be blown over. You're not supposed to make it a house. It's supposed to be temporary. And so why? Because that way we feel the vulnerability. You know, how often if you ever lost your power, think about that for a second. I remember an ice storm hitting North Carolina when we lived there, and the kids loved it because we got to live at Hillel, where we worked at the time. I did not love it because we were taking showers in, friends' bathrooms because we didn't have any power. But that feeling of helplessness, of feeling very much that we are not in control, that's exactly the point that Sukkot tries to give us. Here we come through the holidays. We've gotten through Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. But going outside of our comfort zone, usually, which includes 4 solid walls and a solid roof, we feel that sort of sense of precariousness. And what does it do? If we think we squeezed every bit of water out of this rock, to give up to God over the high holidays, we've got more. We've got more to give. We got more thanks. So this is the Velveteen Rabbi's words of thanks, a Hallel for Sukkot, relating to this next prayer, Hashkivenu. Because you hear me, I am never alone. I lift the cup of my changes. Your presence sweetens what was bitter. O God, this Sukkah is temporary, but the promises I make to you endure. Wherever I go, you are with me. Every place becomes Jerusalem. Page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace, whose Sukkat Shalom is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Page 44.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Turning to page 46, please rise for the Amidah, our standing prayer, where you get to be alone together with God.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el hagadol, hagibor v'hanora El Elyon gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה.
Page 50.
אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מוריד הטל.
The last week we say that.
מחלקל חיים וחסד מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים סומך נופלים ורופא חולים ומתיר אסורים ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע ונאמנת לחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Page 52.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
As we chant the next few pages, we're recognizing the seasons are changing and what it means for us to be going from summer into winter. And we take into consideration the pages all the way through page 63. Be seated whenever you're done. Turning to page 253, everybody. On page 253, you'll note the whole page is all about healing. The top of the page is about wishing for healing for somebody else, and the bottom of the page is wishing for healing for yourself. Whatever category you fit into, we're going to make a Misha Berach, a prayer for healing. So we'll sing the first verse of Debbie Friedman's Misha Berach together. Then I'll ask you to chime out loud the names of people for whom you are wishing healing, who need strength in their bodies, strength in their spirits, strength in their minds to get through this illness. We pray, God, that should be soon. Sing with us. Middle of the page. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu, may the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Please say the names of the people for whom you're wishing healing. Please say those names right now. I'm going to add to the list. Lev Heschel ben Batami veYaakov, Necha bat Sarah Rivka, Chana Ruth bat Chana veTeodor, Aaron David ben Pialea, Harav Tuvia Levi ben Yosef Tzvia Kohenu Batya, Harav Reuven Shlomo ben Mendel, Naomi bat Miriam veHarav Yosef, Miriam bat Simcha veShifra, Reuven Avram ben Mordechai veAda, Eliana Shai bat Binyamin veShira Leah, Gavriela bat Nehemiah uDevora, Rachel Devora, Jerry Bain, Becky Cottle, Pat Cottle, Lee Conkle, Barbara Cooper Schaefer, David Dockner, Larry Footer, Elaine Dank Friedman, Karen Gillen, Louis Gurry, Warren Grove, Suzanne Greenbaum, Annette Harris, Kiana Greenwald, Ethan Kadish, Jep Cape, Melissa Katz. We're thinking of Del McKillinger, Jesse Cloth, Kaya Cloth, Jerry Cruz, Marilyn Lassen, Cheryl Logan, Maddie Osborne, Anthony Paneth, Clark Patton, Linda Rosenthal, David Schulman, Bernie Spire, Robert Stone, Annette Turner, and Luca Zutchman. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. There are simchas abounding. We have a lot of simchas, starting with this one right here, I would say. This is a biggie. It's a biggie. I think the disturbance outside is being handled, so I want to make sure that everybody knows that we're safe.
Oh, wow.
There has been a police car that's been ordered, and we're fine. And as far as I'm understanding, I'm just going to check. But I think that everything is totally calm. It was a stray person who came onto the property, and he's being escorted off by our police officer. So it's always good that we have somebody here with us. Here we go. Can you hear me? Because here's where you come up. This is my Phil Donahue. Before your time. Before your time. Who was Phil Donahue? I don't know. Who was Phil Donahue?
This man who
Yes.
was on TV.
Daytime TV.
Yes, problem solver.
That's correct. That's correct. From Dayton, Ohio. Cantor.
Who knew?
Mary Tamarlo Thomas. Would you like to start singing Free to Be You and Me now?
Yes.
I would. You and me. That's also before your time, but you guys have to learn it because you guys are thespians and actors and so on. You know how to sing. We have many smachot, many happy occasions. So I'd like to just pass my little Phil Donahue microphone around. Would you like to say what's happening for you tomorrow? Because this is where we share celebrations.
My bar mitzvah.
What's that? This is where you become an adult tomorrow.
Yeah.
I know, just a child today. We're so happy to have all of you here. Mazel tov, mazel tov. Anybody else a simcha coming up this month in specific?
I have one.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a biggie. Drop the mic.
My son is also becoming a bar mitzvah
Mazel tov.
next Shabbat. So
You get 2 in a row almost. You have.
yeah, oh
one-
yes, and then 10 weeks later, my other son is becoming a bar mitzvah. You know, life
You
has
can't have
been
too
a little.
much simcha. You just
know,
can't.
It's going to be a good simcha-dik year, please
Yes,
God. Lots of
exactly.
celebration.
Lots of celebration. Any others? Make it up. Oh, good. Eli and Di. Go ahead. I hope it's working.
I think it is.
Okay.
Our 7th anniversary is on the 17th.
Beautiful.
Mazel tov! So happy for you both. That's terrific. We're so happy that you're here to celebrate.
7, you said? Holy
7.
number.
It's a lucky number.
7 is a
That's great.
holy Jewish number.
Yay, mazel tov, mazel tov. Where'd you get married? Syracuse. It's
Cold.
It's the city of lovers, and yes, and cold. Yes, it's cold. Anybody else? Okay, well let's make sure that we sing
Yes.
a little mazel tov into the room.
Yes, indeed, indeed. Simin tov, mazel tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, mazel tov, simin tov, Yelanu, 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 Olecho Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Olecho Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Olecho Yisrael, Yelanu, Yelanu, Olecho Yisrael. I just remembered another simcha in our Temple Israel staff family. Ruth Silverman is having her 43rd wedding anniversary.
Yay,
Yes.
mazel tov,
Mazel
Ruth.
tov for them, yes.
And we're
indeed.
happy she's not here to celebrate. 'cause
Yes,
that means
that's
she's
right. She
celebrating
got the night
elsewhere.
off.
For once, she's elsewhere. Page 282, everybody, will you please rise for Aleinu?
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim veyosed aretz, umoshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, ushchinatu zo b'godhei meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 287.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. Tonight, we are remembering many people that are dear to us. They may have died many years ago. They may have died more recently. Whenever you hear your loved one's name read, if you would please stand so we can honor them and honor you. In the period of the Shloshim, the 30 days, we are remembering Ben Simon and Owen Dean Rhodes Kunze. If you're joining us during the first year after having lost somebody that you love, would you please stand so we can recognize your loss? And tonight we are remembering Irving Barkin, Clara Barr, Sarah Becker, Veronica Rosen Berman, Walton Block, Janet Lichshine Blue, Adolf Ira Botnick, Subine B.B. Brody, Sue Cohn, Gildo Diamond, Saul Dickon, Sally Dratch, Ivor Eaton, George Esrig, Julie R. Feibel, Miriam Fisher, Bernice Fishman. We remember Eva L. Friedman, Marie Gallagher, Cecilia Kiki Garlikov, Shirley Stein-Gertner, Matthew Glass, Marshall Glickman, Virginia Gold, Ira Goodman, Louise Gusky Guggenheim, Sarah Horwitz, Bessie Kahn. We remember Esther W. Kaplan, Morris Kaufman, Robert Kane Sr., Florence Koch, Sanford Kravitz, Albert Laidman, Robert L. Levitin. We remember Gertrude Lewin, Evelyn F. Linick, Solomon Loeb, Carol Myers-Lorb, Nettie Marcus, Caroline Markman, Lila Jean Kinsey Masters, Dan Merkin, Buddy Nathans, Eric Pressler, Jack A. Rose, Hortense F. Rosenberg, Janice Roth, Edwin Salzman, Jack Schiff, Ann M. Schmidt. We remember Benjamin J. Smilak, Miriam Smith, Florence Stern, Lillian Superior, and Julius Teres. Is there any additional name that you would like to mention right now? So the rest of us stand with you as we're able, and we turn to page 294 and say the sacred eternal words of Kaddish together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'olma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulalmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'olma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who grieve. Zichronam livracha, let their memories continue to bless and inspire you always. And we say,
Amen.
Please be seated, everybody.
So we have a couple of announcements. The holidays aren't over yet. Everyone said, oh, you got through the holidays. No. We have Sukkot and Shmini Atzeret, Simchat Torah, the giving of the Torah, and then, of course, in between, we have these two amazing bat and a bar mitzvah. So check our website for all of the exciting things. This Sunday, we resume Sunday school, and we'll be shaking the lulav and the etrog in the morning, and then Sukkot starts in the evening time. And join us next Friday on Shabbat when we'll have our Sukkot celebration on Shabbat. And let's raise a glass to these wonderful, joyous Chagim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava ufratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila l'mikrae kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu varcharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat.
L'chaim.
Amen. Got to hear that. L'chaim, Adley, Emerson, would you like to
You
come
guys,
up for
come on.
Motzi?
You guys know this. Come on.
You get the first bite of challah if
That's
you make
true.
the blessing.
You don't have
so
to
you
share
got,
either.
You have to.
Ready?
Ma
Here, let's go like this. Baruch atah Adonai.
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And we close with the singing of Osei Shalom. Osei Shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'yimru. Amen. Whoop, whoop. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'yimru. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Mazel tov, everybody. And as we go dark up there, Amy, I want to reassure everybody